our team and his call to you. So take it away, Sprint.
Perfect. Perfect. Thank you. Thank you. Well, super, super honored to be here. I am going to go ahead. I love all the shout outs. It's so exciting. And you guys, we bought a skylight this summer and you got, like, I can't even tell you, it is life-changing. My whole family is finally finally, we have a system and it's working. It's so, so great. So you want to do everything you can to get a skylight. We love it. All right, I'm going to pray real quick and then we are just going to hop right in. All right, Heavenly Father, Lord, we just thank you for just the gift of community. Father, I thank you that you brought Plexus into my life and into the lives of every single person on here and in our teams, Lord, because you knew what we needed. And so many of us had no idea that it would come through a little pink drink. And we are just so grateful that you have brought us here tonight. And we just pray that you just that you speak to us and encourage us, specifically right where we are. I know a lot of us, we're really coming to this call in a lot of different spaces. Some of us walking through some hard seasons in our family lives, hard seasons in our businesses. Some of us are walking through great, fun momentum seasons, right? But we just ask that whatever you have for us, Lord, that you would just open our hearts, open our minds to exactly what you want to share with us tonight. In your name, amen. All right. I love getting to see all of your faces and a lot of my team's on here too. Hi, friends. So yes, my name is Cassie Raney. My husband, Kyle. People know him way more because he's like one of, the only guys that are up here a lot of times doing team calls and things, but he is also a diamond. He was the One Plexus award winner last year, and he was on the advisory board for 2 years. So that's probably how you guys know him, but we have been doing this Plexus thing for just over 9 years. We have 9 children. We had 6 biological, and we were able to say yes to adoption. We were able to adopt 3 of our kiddos from China. And so adoption's a huge piece of our story with Plexus. I'm going to share a little bit about that. But yes, he was a pastor for like 15 plus years. And through Plexus, this little business that we just kind of stumbled into, we found a purpose so much greater than anything that we could have imagined. And so I'm going to share tonight about intentional, purpose-filled work and what that looks like. I'm going to share a little bit about our journey, and our 9 years in this business has not been easy at all. But it has been the best yes that I have ever said for my family. And it has changed the trajectory of our entire family, our future, and it has given us such purpose. And so I'm going to talk about that tonight. But real quick, I want to talk about when we first often we get into this. A lot of us are accidental entrepreneurs. A lot of us come in, it's fun, it's exciting. It's something where like, I didn't have a community like this before. I did not have a community that was shouting me out, that was cheering me on for just showing up, right? And for doing the things. I didn't have a community to lean into when things were hard. And so when I got into this, I was like, this is amazing, right? Like adrenaline. I love, love, love running for prizes. I love running for contests and for trips. And so in the beginning, that is what drove me. That is what drove my whole team. We ran hard, and we ran fast. And it was fun. It was just great, right? And I really didn't know what I didn't know. And maybe some of you guys are in that space where it's like, you come in and you're just really like, this is amazing. It can only go up from here. And what I quickly found was if you've been in this business more than a year, you've probably noticed there are seasons in your business. And when I first fell backwards in points, when I lost a customer, when I had a business builder walk away, when I've had a jewel leave my team and take business builders to another company, when I have walked through seasons that I did not expect, and they're valley seasons, and some of you may be in those valley seasons right now, but I was not prepared for those seasons. Because in the beginning, I stumbled into this and it was so fun and, ranking up, cheering on my whole team, all the things. And then I fell like flat on my face. And I wasn't prepared. And to be honest, I didn't know that that was normal. I honestly, I was looking around and I was looking at everybody else, what I thought was winning. And I saw all the shout outs all the time. And I started to feel like an absolute failure because I wasn't winning anymore. I was in a season of rebuilding. I was in a season when I had to press in and really develop my why. I'd always heard that whole phrase, you got to have your why, have a why that makes you cry. Well, the thing is I did not have a why that was deep. And so when those first valleys hit and when I it just kind of shook me, that was the moment when I had to slow down and I had to dig in and I had to learn what my purpose in my business was. That I wasn't here just to win contests and prizes and trips and all the things. I had to develop something so much deeper that was going to keep me moving when the motivation wasn't there. And I will tell you, I have learned, I am someone, I hate to admit it, everything before Plexus that I ever tried and that I ever failed at, pretty much everything, I quit. Every single thing I walked away from. Every single thing, the moment it got hard, I walked away. And I was like, well, obviously, this isn't fun anymore. This is hard. I don't want to do that. I don't want to, that's not fun. Plexus came into my life, and I fully believe it was from the Lord to refine me and to grow me and change me as a person and to teach me resilience, to teach me grit, to teach me what it looks like to have purpose in my work. And so the last several years, that is what the Lord has been teaching me through my business. Sure, there is seasons of momentum, right, that come. We're always, I've learned over the 9 years, you're always either going up the mountain and you're pushing that boulder up the mountain. You get up there, you're only up there for a second before you're back down and you're going back up the next mountain, okay? I had no idea that it was like that. I just thought, okay, you just hit your rank and it's great and it's smooth sailing and you just get to stay at the top of the mountain the whole time. I didn't realize that that's just for a second. You celebrate for a second, but then you're on to your next mountain. There's always a next mountain to climb. And so I've had to learn to embrace that journey and not to look at a rank as a destination, but as a part of the process. So we're in the midst of Leaders Retreat. I am so pumped, you guys, for Leaders Retreat. I love, the cruise, the last one to Labadee was my first cruise ever. It's amazing. I loved it. But what I loved was the people, right? Getting to be with our Plexus family. And so I am running hard for that because I know I want to be with my people. But I am also looking at this as a long-term, what this is going to do for my 2025 and beyond business. These 4 months is truly what is going to set up our business for next year. The people that you bring in over these 4 months are going to be the people that are going to be sharing and going gold next year. You guys, it's so important to look at these contests they're fun and they're motivating, but I really, really, really hope that you look at it with long-term vision. You're going to earn the cruise along the way with your long-term vision. But we can't be short-sighted where we look at, okay, I just have to sign this many people just to earn the cruise, right? No, like we are building a strong and deep and wide business for the long term. And so as you are looking at really what the next 4 months of your business, it's like, you know, we're moving into the end of the year. And I think this is the best time to really kind of look at, okay, like I want to be intentional. I want to be focused. I want to work with purpose. Because when we work with purpose, it changes everything. We kind of get off that emotional roller coaster because you guys, I mean, this business is an emotional roller coaster, right? Like you get super excited when somebody messages you back and says, yes, they want to order, or they make their first post, you know, X, Y, and Z. And then somebody makes a return, or somebody just turns off their subscription, or, you know, all the things, right? And then we just, you know, sink back into a valley. What we want to do is really know the next 4 months, what is your why for the next 4 months? A lot of us have probably worked through like, what is our vision or our dream board, our why? But if we're not careful, we kind of put that on the back, you know, on the back burner. We put it on the shelf and we kind of, you know, okay, that's what we're working towards long term. But I want you to almost like redo your dream board for the next 4 months. Who are you bringing with you on the cruise? It's not just about you earning the cruise. It's who are you bringing with you? Whose family are you going to help change? Who are you going to cast vision for to become your next jewel, your first jewel? I think so often we get in these spaces where we just really see these things. Like I told you, I stumbled into this business. Nowhere inside of me did I want to be a leader, and nowhere did I think that I was capable of being a leader. I did not want that. I wanted to be like, things got hard, I would check out. Things got hard, I would quit. Until Plexus, and I realized that this is the refinement that I am supposed to walk through, and that if you are here, that you are called to walk through as well. I firmly believe that if you are here, then you are here for a purpose. And so I always say no back door, like close the back door and just let the refinement, like let it happen. Like lean into the process of growth. Growth hurts. Growth is hard. And it's scary, all the things, but this is where we get to see what is on the other side. And so over the next 4 months, I am praying that you come out into 2025 with a completely new business, completely new. And it's because you chose to focus intentionally over the next 4 months. It's not going to be, I just need 13 customers to earn the cruise. No, you guys. I want to challenge you to think, who are the 2 people I can help earn the cruise? Because when you're others focused, you guys are going to hit the things along the way, right? Like you're going to hit them along the way if you're doing the work. But so often we think about us, and all the things, and it's very easy to have like all the arrows pointing at us. But when we change that focus of, okay, I'm here for the long term. Like I know I'm here for the rest of my life. And so I know that, okay, I'm here to build leaders. I'm here to help people reach their goals instead of, okay, how many points do I need? How many credits do I need? How many customers do I need? It's, okay, I want to help 13 people get healthy, right? Help them feel their best. But my goal is to help 2 people at least earn the cruise alongside me. I don't want to go on a cruise where I'm all by myself, right? Like, I don't want to go on a cruise by myself. I want to bring people with me. So focusing on intentionality and purpose. And so I would recommend for each of you guys to really just sit with just kind of that, maybe journal, maybe ask yourself some questions. I don't know if you've heard of like the 7 levels deep of your why. It's one of my favorite exercises of like, okay, like, why do I want to do this business? Why do I want to run for this contest? Why am I showing up every day? And then you ask yourself, well, because I say, I want to go on a cruise. I want to earn the Bahamas trip. Well, why? Well, because maybe I've not had a vacation with my spouse since my honeymoon. So I really want that time. Why? Well, because I really want to connect and I want to have quality time and spend that with my spouse because I feel like we're just surviving right now. Well, why? And then you can go deeper and deeper. And so it's this exercise where you really get down to the heart of your why. And it's super powerful when you do this at least I would say every year of your business, honestly, because what is driving me in my business is vastly different than what drove me 2 years ago, what drove me 5 years ago. And if you don't know what is driving you and you don't have motivation that's coming from within, then that's when we're on that emotional roller coaster. We're riding the waves. If we don't want to work, if we don't feel like it, we don't, right? It's this whole idea of like, we've got to get away from external motivation and come from what is driving our purpose. Like, why are we here? And when that motivates us, when that drives us, it's from within, that's when we're unstoppable, right? We don't need anyone else to motivate us. We don't need our company to offer us prizes. We don't need, all the things. Those will come along the way. But that's when it's internally coming from within, where it's just like an overflow of like, this is what I'm called to. This is what I'm here for. And so all of us probably need to revisit that, right? All of us probably need to revisit that why and really dive into, okay, for the next 4 months, what am I intentionally focused on? What am I focused on? Because what we're doing right now is what's going to set up your business for next year. And so when I look at it, that's what I am here for. I am here. Oh, there we go. I got muted for a second. I am here to transform my business over the next 4 months I am bringing in new leaders. My goal is to have 2 new golds by the end of the contest. That is my personal goal. 2 brand new golds. Okay, so I think it's really, really important for us all to sit back and reflect on, okay, like, why are we here? Why are we here? And I think that's really, I know I said for a second, like, we often fall into this business. And so then we just kind of like do it. Okay, I'm supposed to do my activity. I'm supposed to get on a team call. I'm supposed to do X, Y, and Z. But I am challenging you to rise up to leadership that you are called to. Not that anybody, you've got an amazing upline, but I also want you to see yourself as the upline. You are your team, your future team's leader as well. And when you take control of that and really look at that as like, okay, I remember I heard the whole thing is like, if you want to be a diamond, you've got to start acting like it. And I was like, am I a leader that someone would want to follow? And I can tell you I was not. I had to begin processing, like, what does that look like? What kind of leader do I want to be? I did not want to be a leader But that is what Plexus, this is why it came into my life, was so that I could stop hiding from all the things. I was a person, I would just hide. I'd check out, all the things. I know that you have a purpose of why you are in this business. God wants to refine you and grow you more and more. A leader is simply someone that is impacting others. Okay. So take away the scary, like I have to act a certain way, I have to look a certain way, all the things. And people always say, like, if you can be a diamond, I could do it. And I'm like, exactly. That's my whole, I'm like, I am the most like, oh, you guys, y'all have no idea. Like, hot mess over here. Did not ever believe in myself enough. They say the 4 pillars in this business is believe in the products, believe in the industry, believe in your company, essentially, and then believe in yourself. My struggle has always been can I believe in myself? Always. I did not think I could be a leader. And I'm not a perfect leader, but I'm a present leader. And when I realized that I didn't have to know it all, I didn't have to speak on stage if I don't want to, I don't have to, I don't have to do all the things that you see, certain leaders that you look up to do, that you can be authentic and be yourself and just love people well. And that's enough. And so I challenge you to step into that. During this Rising Leaders Retreat is the time for you to step into that and to truly say, okay, God, like, what do you have for me in this? Like, who do you want me to love? Who do you want me to support? Who do you want me to serve? Who do you want me to help? And step into that leadership instead of running away from it. And I know when you have an amazing upline, it is super easy to just be like, here you go, like, here, like, go follow her, right? But you guys, I want you to step up into leadership as well and to own that and to trust that it's not about a rank at all. It's not about a rank. It's not about where your points are. It's not about how long you've been in this business or anything like that. You are called to lead and serve specific people through your business. So that is your opportunity. That is your platform to lean into. And I just hope that that's encouraging coming from somebody who has stumbled my way through my entire journey. And I can promise you, I'm going to stumble my way through it for the next however many decades that I'm doing this. It's not about perfection. It is truly about being present and just leaning in. A lot of times I'm like, it's just like your hands are out and just open and saying, okay, like I'm willing. Oh, I'm willing. And so I hope that that's encouraging.
Cassie, our team is like blowing up our chat. Everybody's like, oh my gosh, she's amazing. Like, those of you that are on Cassie's team, you get to hear from her all the time. So it's just cool to we're from Arkansas, so you can probably tell by our accent, we're like Southern Hicks over here. But we love that, Cassie, I like that you said specific people. You said specific people, like you were called to lead specific people. Like, how many of you get upset when somebody turns their subscription off, or when somebody quits, or when somebody tells you that the products don't work, or when a gold decides to leave your team? Like, it is so easy to get caught up and wanting everybody on your team to win and wanting to lead everybody. But when we are intentional and when we can really know and understand that we are called to lead specific people, and when we're intentional about our conversations, things start to change. They start to trust you. They start to feel that you're present. I like that you said, like, I'm not a perfect leader, but I'm a present one. And I think I've been doing this for 8 years. I'm 30 years old. I started as a very tired anxiety, postpartum mama. I'm a suicide survivor. So mental health is a big deal for me. I did not realize, like you said, it's kind of like an accidental thing. I was actually weirded out by MLM. Anybody else like anti MLM before you started this? Like, who even are we right now on a Monday night call, right? Like, I was so anti MLM because where I'm from a small town and everybody sells something. And so I remember thinking, like, there is no way that I would be that girl. Like, I'm not going to show up and post about a product and try to sell. Like, they're pushy, they're salesy, all of the things. And I did not realize, like, gut health played a huge role in your mood. I did not realize gut health played a huge role in your immune system, in your libido. I mean, so many things that I didn't even know was related, truly. I just thought that I was going to be a tired mom for the rest of my life. And because that's normal here. Like, y'all, there's so many people that just think being a tired mama is normal. It's like, oh, well, how are you feeling? Well, I'm just tired. Oh, well, me too. You get in a circle and you're all talking, and like everybody's just tired and moody and bloated and walking around miserable. And I did not realize that this is what I needed. And so Interplexus, fell in love with the products. I discovered them when my son was 6 months old. I was struggling really bad with anxiety and depression, and obviously we can't claim to prevent or treat any illness or disease, but like gut health plays a huge role in so many things in our health. And so one thing I shared today, we do growing for gold calls every Monday at 12:30. We started them. I told Cassie today we started those. We kind of adopted the idea from Jill Renfro. And so we're really focusing on developing golds, especially through this leaders retreat contest. And because gold rank, you guys, is the heart of like when something starts to happen, right? Like, how many of y'all remember when you went gold, you were like, oh, well, like now I want to go senior gold, and then, oh, well, what if I could become a jewel? It's like gold rank is kind of where the magic starts to begin. You get to go to gold school and just so many fun things. And so we're really focusing on developing golds over the next couple of months. So we do a growing for gold call. This was our second week to do it. And what's funny is it's funny how the Lord works. Cassie was talking about a dream board. Who was on the growing for gold call today at lunch? Because that's literally what we talked about. So you can download an app called Canva, Canva, and type in vision board, type in dream board, and you can create your own. You can put your car on there. Y'all, I did my first dream board when I was a gold, and I thought it was hilarious. I literally laughed. I was like, what am I even doing right now? And my dream board in 2018, you guys, had a little white farmhouse with a brown wood garage door, and that's what I'm living in now. My papa built our house. Like, so when I tell you, like, it's not just for like fun and giggles. Like, it's not just us saying like, oh, vision cast, set it as a background on your phone. Like, that's not us just telling you that because we want you to dream. It's because when you can grasp and you can vision and you can dream and really vision what you want your future to look like, you start believing that. And whether you think you can or you can't, you're right. Like, there's a quote that's like, whether you think you can or you can't, you're right. So if you're sitting there thinking there's no way I could be a jewel, you're right, because you think that you can't. Whether you are sitting there thinking there's no way that I can earn leaders retreat, you're right. Because guess what you're going to do every day? You're going to make excuses. You're going to not show up. You're going to not talk in your stories. You're going to not go live. You're going to make excuses about team call, because in the back of your mind, you already have made up your mind. And so it is important to know and understand that, I'm with Cassie. I was here for the fun, you guys. Like, I did not expect, this was an accidental business. God was like, here you go. Let's go impact the world. Like, Cassie and her husband, Kyle, don't even realize, like, their impact of just being these bold leaders on fire for the Lord that show up to these events and, host worship time, or, they share their story and they're preaching. Like, they don't realize the impact that they're making even on people like me that live in Southwest Arkansas, that it fires me up to go and lead my team in that way. And so we don't always know why the Lord chose Plexus for our lives. Sometimes we're like, what on earth are you doing, Lord? Like, because we do have those seasons where we question things. We do have those seasons that are hard, and where, like you said, Cassie, a Jewel just picking up and leaving and taking leaders with her, like, that's a hard thing. But one thing I've learned to do along my journey, and just even with like my family and my friends, is like, there's a reason why God removes people, and he brings you new people. And sometimes those people that are removed are to protect you. They're to protect your team. They're to protect your family. And we don't always understand why things happen the way that they do, but we have to remember that we're in such a safe place here with Plexus. Like, how many of y'all believe that? Like, on a scale of a 1 to a 10, how much do you believe that you are in a safe place here with Plexus? Like, 1 to 10, like, I love that Natalie says 1,000. Like, it's so true. Like, we are in a safe place. And if you don't know that, get your hiney to an event, get your booty to a corporate event, to leaders retreat, to convention, to Gold School, to Rubies on the Rise, to Jewels of Excellence, to a team retreat. One thing that our team loves to do are team retreats, and we'll do different, mini ones here and there, but we love to get together because we impact in that one weekend. When we're together, we have conversation, it's vulnerability, it's like, like, any of y'all ever been to like a marriage retreat, or you used to go to a church camp and you came back fired up? Like, that's what it feels like. And it's because the purpose and meaningful work that comes with Plexus is so much more than a paycheck. It is so much more than a paycheck. And when you are walking and stepping into that, like, y'all better be making a post after this call. Like, take a picture of your computer right now of this call, of you hanging out in your PJs or whatever. Take a picture and post about it, and talk about this meaningful and purposeful work in life that you're on, and this journey that you're on to grow. Like, this has been one of my favorite parts of Plexus, is like, almost uncovering and finding out, like you said, like, figuring out who you are, and growing, and like, learning how to lead yourself, learning how to lead a team, learning how to work through hard situations. Because, like you said, people think that you have to be qualified. You have to have a certain personality. You have to have this, that, and the other. But really, this is a journey of like climbing the mountain and then going back down the mountain and then climbing the mountain, like she said. And so for our team personally, we ranked diamond in March. We have so Natalie Passmore, she's on here. She was my first Jewel. Brittany Cowan is my sponsor. And we have had 5 Jewels in the last year rank up. So we've had 5 new Jewels in the last year from our team. Like, just the momentum, the trust, the coaching calls. Something fun that we did in January that I feel like really was fruitful was we did a business basics boot camp. And we met once a week, and we did one-on-one coaching calls. We used an app called Calendly, Calendly. And you can literally create your own schedule on there, where you can send it to some of your customers and say, hey, I want to just quick chat with you for 15 minutes. Could you schedule a call with me? Like, I'm opening up some times for you. And let me tell you something, when you have personal one-on-one conversation and coachings, that your business is going to change. They're going to trust you. During that Business Basics Boot Camp, we met once a week on a Zoom call. They had to do one coaching call every week. And we taught them the basics of this business. We taught them the basics of what to do when you sign somebody up, what to do when somebody's interested. Because, y'all, there's people coming in this business right fast. Like, we're getting new VIPs, and they're like, what do we do? And we're so busy, like, living our best life over here, that we forget that these new people, they need the first steps too. They need their hand held. Like, people did with us. And so the Business Basics Bootcamp was really fruitful. We use Canva a lot. We use Calendly a lot. We do what's called a shout out post every month. Our rubies and above, we give away $50 cash. Anytime a new VIP shouts out their sponsor on social media for helping them get started, their name goes into a drawing for $50 cash. So we have a post in our Facebook Gut Health Resource Group. We post it at the first of every month. And anyone that does a shout out post, we screenshot it and we add it in the comments so that they're all there, so that their names go in a drawing. It has been really, really good because, like, if Crystal was my new VIP, I could say, hey, I'm giving away $50 cash. Would you, or we give away $50 cash every month, Crystal. Would you be interested in shouting me out, showing your friends and family that you've just jumped into a new journey? You know, there's no, and I go ahead and tell them up front, like, you may not have anybody ask you about this. You may not have anybody comment on it just yet, but it's a way for you to show your friends and family that you're doing something new for yourself to get healthy. And people are going to be encouraged by that. So I automatically say up front, this is not just a way for you to grab 3 friends and make $300. This is a way for you to get your name into a drawing for $50 cash and shout out your sponsor for helping you get started. It's just like a thank you, you know, on social media. So we do that every month. We do, it's called I Blessed a Friend post. We have a Facebook resource page that we all use. It's team wide. It's called Gut Health, Hope, and Happiness. We share testimonies in there. It's for potentials, new VIPs, everybody that you can think of is in there. Y'all, to think that we started that in 2017 and I think we have over 5,000 people in there is insane. It may be even more than that, but we share testimonies. We will ask, I'll ask my new VIP, I'll say, hey, you're 2 weeks in. Would you be open to going in that group and sharing what you love so far? It is a way for them to lead, right? It's a way for them to step up, even though they're not talking on a team call or leading an event. It's a way for them to go and share, because naturally they're not doing that in an every day-to-day life. Y'all think about yourselves. I mean, before Plexus, you weren't talking on your stories. You weren't going live. You weren't posting 2 or 3 times a day. I mean, you weren't doing any of this. And so it's a way to get them excited to slowly start sharing. Okay. And then lastly, just a tangible thing that we do. I started doing mini gut health text events. So instead of inviting them to a big Zoom opportunity call, if Cassie was my new VIP, I'm going to say, hey, Cassie, I want to do a mini gut health text event with you and a couple of your friends where we're in a group text together. I'm going to share different testimonies. I'm going to share my story, you know, just different things when it comes to the Plexus opportunity. Would you be open to inviting some friends and family? I provide a message for her to send out. And then at the first of every month, we create a content thread for anybody that's hosting a mini gut health text event, so that everything they need, we actually do the content thread on Facebook Messenger, but they can pull those testimonies and just copy paste in a text group event. That has been really cool because it's been very intentional, and it's not like, oh, hey, come join our team wide opportunity event with 50 people. Okay. It's very small and very intentional and very personal. And so that's been really helpful to develop silvers. We've developed a lot of silvers that way because it's smaller and it's more intentional. So just, you know, and I wanted to give y'all some tangible things because like I know Cassie wanted that. I know that y'all's team may need some fresh ideas and some fresh things. If y'all have any questions, y'all can start asking them in the comments in the chat now. But what I want you to know is that I've not always been in momentum season. I went to senior ruby, went backwards to senior gold, sat at senior gold for 2 years, but I never quit because I knew that it was safe here. I knew that I loved the products. I knew that I loved the company. I had been to convention. I had seen the atmosphere of, like, if you've never been to a Plexus event, corporate event, like, everybody is so nice. Everybody is so happy. Everybody is complimenting one another. Like, it's the best place to be. And I knew that I could not quit, because what happens when you do quit, you're always going to wonder in the back of your mind, what if I wouldn't have quit? What if I wouldn't have given up? Where would I be? You know, when you lay down at night, you're going to be thinking, you're going to be wondering. And so even if you're in a hard season, it's important to know that you're not always going to stay there. It's important to keep showing up, talk on your stories, engage with other people. We do also a love dare challenge often where we will pray and we'll say, hey, Lord, like give me like 3 to 5 names. And we'll reach out to them and say, and this is non-plexus, y'all. This is non-plexus. It could be your customers. It could be your family. It could be some people on social media. I'll say, hey, Starlight, I was just thinking about you. You're on my heart today. Is there anything specific that you need prayer for? Y'all, how many people are asking you if you need prayer? How many people are in your inbox telling you that they're thinking about you, asking if you need prayer, right? And so it's important that we're not getting so wrapped up in the cold messaging 20 people that we forget why we're here and our purpose and our ministry and and how we can serve other people. Okay. So a couple questions. Did a text once for a college student. It was amazing. Yes. Do you use the boards folder for the mini group chat event? We do use boards. Natalie Passmore could talk on this all day long. She loves it so much. We do use boards. However, I have created, I like to create a new content group thread every month because the incentives change every month. And so I have a Facebook message thread, which, by the way, Cassie, if you don't know, you can actually turn the invite on a thread and send it in your group and people can just add themselves to it. So it's really cool. And I just named it September Mini Text Event Content Thread. And so I did from like start to finish. So like if we start at 8:30, if our event starts at 8:30, it may last 20 minutes or so because I've shared videos, I've shared my diamond documentary, I've shared a YouTube video that I've created on why I believe in Plexus. I've shared before and afters, different testimonies of different people, combo options, the Plexus opportunity video. I've shared just different things for them to watch and see. And then they will share what their health goals are. They just open up, especially when it's a smaller group, they'll open up and they'll talk to you. So that's been really, really, really fruitful for us. Do y'all have any questions so far at all? This has been amazing. Like, this has been so good. It's funny that you said that earlier about the dream board because I'm like, we had a call today about our why. Like, people don't care what you're selling. They care why you're selling it. They care why you choose to stay. And so if you look back on your social media within the last month and somebody cannot find why you're here, we got to do a better job at that, y'all. We got to do a better job at sharing and posting and going live. Like, people should be able to go to your Facebook and scroll up and within the last month, see why you are doing Plexus, see why you're part of this community, why you chose this business specifically. And so, doing things like going live with another team member, posting. I posted in July like 2 times a day, y'all. And I love social media. It's my jam. It's my platform. I love it so much. I've owned a boutique. I'm a photographer. So social media is my jam. I love it. But I used to, they used to tell you, don't post every day, post like 2 to 3 times a week. That is BS, y'all. I've posted like 2 times a day for the last couple months, and people are in my inbox that I don't even know. Because what happens is one post may only get 20 likes and the other post may only get 40 likes, but there's different people seeing your post, different kinds of posts. And that comes from engaging. Like, if you don't have a lot of engagement on your post, it's because you're not engaging with other people. So I would engage, like on our IPA sheet, we're doing a do it daily 7-day challenge right now. We're doing every day. They have 3 little tasks. And like one of them yesterday was to go and engage with 10 new people. So go and engage with 10 new people. If all you're seeing are Plexus people in your newsfeed, you probably need to unfollow a few. It doesn't mean that you don't love them. You can support them, but like, you need new people and you need new, fresh people and people that are going to start seeing your stuff. Because and here's a quick tip: if you have 1,000 Facebook friends and you average 30 likes on a post. What happened to the other 960 people? Does that make sense? What happened to the other 960 people? They're not seeing your post because you're not engaging with them, and because the algorithm of Facebook has kind of wiped them away. It's your posts are not coming up in their feed at all. So when you're like, well, I don't get any likes, it's not because they're not liking your stuff, it's because they're not seeing it. And so it's important that you are engaging every day with new people and adding new people. If you don't know, you max out at 5,000 friends. So if you got 1,000 friends, you got a lot of work to do. Okay, let's get 4,000 more friends by the end of the year. Okay, so new people, just engaging. I like to sit and scroll. Like I'll type in something, crazy like Canadian photographer or Canadian, Canadian mama or whatever, and it'll pop up different hashtags and things of different mamas in Canada, and you can just scroll. And that's the beauty of social selling, is like you can find so many different people across the board when it comes to social media and social selling. And so if you're not doing that every day, definitely recommend. I spend about 10-15 minutes a day. I like to set a timer. Our team loves like setting a 15-minute timer and only working social media and engaging. And then they'll set another 15-minute timer for at night, and they'll only work on following up and sending out messages. It's like really intentional, focused work where you're not all over the place and then you feel like you haven't been productive at all. Does that make sense? So like, even if it's just 30 minutes to an hour a day of working your business, that is better than no work at all. That is better than just scrolling and making one post and hoping that you become a diamond, right? So, does anybody have any questions at all? This has been so fun. We did record this, so if anybody didn't see it, we will get that recording to you. Cassie, thank you so much. This has been so good.
It's been so good. Thank you. Thank you. And I just I'm so grateful for your tangibles. I'm so grateful for just sharing that. I think the beauty of this business is that we get to just brainstorm, and like we often get stuck in our own little lanes, right? And so just thank you for sharing what you guys are doing. And I am looking forward to meeting a lot of you in person on the cruise. And so I am all about getting focused and intentional in our work and creating new goals. I love that you guys are just starting that Growing for Gold call and focus. And so we might just take that and run with it too.
Yeah, I love it. And there's I'll send you, Cassie, the recording from today that I did, and then some recordings that Jill Renfro has sent me.
Love it.
And so we can go from there. But y'all go make a post about the call tonight, how you're feeling, what this has done for you. But yeah, let's go get focused and be intentional with the people on our team and the people that we come in contact with. I love you guys. Y'all have a good night.